Good morning, fellow YouTubers. We'll talk briefly about Atmos speakers. You've probably done the same thing that I've done, is go through every video and spend hours trying to figure out these angles. The best source I've found so far is the Home Theater Gurus, and he's got a couple episodes. He's got episodes 1, 2, and 3, and then 47 through 49, and he talks about these angles. And he's good, but it's still confusing. So let me show you what I did. First of all, what he says to do is you measure from your ear to the floor, which case is about 35 inches, and then you measure the ceiling, and you subtract that. All right, so in my case, it's about 36.4 inches to the ceiling minus my ears. So you've got your ceiling height minus your ears. You multiply that times 0.7. And that'll give you what he says is the optimum angle, which is 55 degrees. All right, well, you know, when you see these angles, though, on one side you have 55 degrees, on another side, when they have the dotted lines, it's another angle. So what I did is I set up from my saw, my miter gauge, and then to verify it, I put a digital one here. All right, so I set my miter gauge to about 30 degrees, 35 degrees, and I set my digital to 55 degrees, and I've got the same. All right, 0.2, I'm not going to bother with that. Now, they tell you that you should be seated approximately 10 feet away from the screen. All right, that is going to be the back of your seat. And it makes a big difference, because if you start setting your speakers up 10 feet from the screen, or anything from the screen for that matter, it's going to impact where you put your speakers. So at 10.5 inches or 10.7 inches from the screen, this is where my 55 degree would have taken me. And when I move the seats back a little, this is where it takes me. All right, so let me shut this light off for a second so I can show you what's going on. All right, if I was to put it right here, then I would be right on that rafter, just about. I mean, slightly to the right. So really, I either have to go forward or I have to go backwards, and that involves moving the seats. All right. So what I decided to do, so that I could get it between these two, was I moved the seats back to about, I don't know, 12 feet, something like that, 11 feet, 11 and a half feet, I guess it is. And what that's going to do, though, is put my back approximately 10 feet from the screen. So anyhow, getting back to this. Set your angle. Again, if you're using your miter gauge from your saw, you know, it's a different angle. It's not 55 degrees. It's actually 35 degrees, because you're going to the left. If you go to the right, you know, it's just the opposite. And put a straight edge out, but again, put it out. Now, if you're just using a protractor, you can do the same thing, but the little protractors are very difficult. You know, try to at least get a bigger one. So anyhow, set it, run your straight edge down. Make sure you're doing it on the inside edge. And take it down. Then I put a square against the wall to make sure my tape measure is coming off square, and boom, there's about my 37 inches. Now, you know, they're getting to 37 and a half inches, 36 inches. Well, you know, that might be okay for some people, but, you know, close enough for government work as far as I'm concerned at 37 inches. So anyhow, the other thing is, make sure you get the exact center of your room. Take a couple measurements, again, using your square or whatever, just draw a line down so that you have it. And that's about it. Again, it's times the distance from the ceiling to the floor minus your ear height. Again, in my case, it was 36.4 inches. Then you multiply that times 0.7, and that'll give you the distance from the wall. Set your angle, and just come down to the wall till you're at 37 inches or whatever it's supposed to be. So, hope that helps. If it does, subscribe and give it a like.